Hi, I'm Annabelle, and over here is
Aaron at Cheesy Network, the cheesiest network of all.
Today we have Carolee doing stunt doubles, CJ's doing Florida, Jonah's doing Russia, Annabelle's doing Alexander Hamilton, Charlie is doing Barack Obama, Michaela is with the Temperate Forest, and finally Aaron is doing oak trees.
First we have Carolee doing the action-packed life of stunt doubles.
Hi, my name is Carolee and I'm here to talk to you about stunt doubles. Have you ever wondered how movie stars do dangerous stunts? They went to theater school, right? You're right, they did go to theater school, but they aren't the only ones doing the dangerous stunts. Stunt doubles are. Stunt doubles didn't go to theater school. They went to stunt school, and those replaced actors that can't do those stunts. Are you considering being a stunt double? If you are, they don't get paid as much as actors to do these deadly stunts, and they get no credit. Becoming a stunt double is also not easy and takes a lot of skills, perseverance, and bravery. I'm here to tell you how to become a stunt double. First, attend stunt training school to learn how to do various actions like jumping off a cliff or riding through fire. Then condition, not like the condition you put in your hair, more like running or doing push-ups or lifting weights. Next, develop various skills. Finally, you need to get somebody to hire you. Now, before you run around trying to become a daring stunt double, aren't really used anymore because we have the fancy technology to create special effects to make it look like they did the dangerous stunt. Becoming a stunt double is very dangerous because if you make one wrong move, you're dead. The following is just a short people that were unlucky. Joe Smartro died in 1969, getting mauled, also known as eaten, by an improperly sedated shark for the filming of Shark. Art Stroll died in 1990 for the movie Top Gun because his plane plunged into the Pacific Ocean. In my opinion, the most unfortunate death was Mark Ankerstream. He also died in 1990 in the studio where Crow was filmed because of debris hitting him from an explosion on stage. Then in 2017, the death of John Bernecker happened because of a fall during rehearsal. There are many other unfortunate deaths, but these are just a few. Now it's time for some fun facts. Here's some things to keep you thinking. The first stunt doubles for cowboys. There are stunt doubles for animals. Yakima Tantana, or Yat for short, was born in Snake River Hills in Washington in 1894. He was one of the first stunt doubles ever. I hope you've had a good time watching and learning. That's all for me. Back to you, Annabelle and Aaron.
Wow, I didn't know stunt doubles have to go through all that training. Next we have CJ with the hot facts about humid Florida.
Vacation, let me tell you where I like to go. Hi, I'm CJ. The state of Florida is a great place to travel to. It has beach, it has parks, beaches, and great weather. Florida has many theme and amusement parks. Epcot Center, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Disney's Animal Kingdom. Did you know you could take an airboat ride to the Everglades National Park? I also like Busch Gardens. Florida is known for its beaches. Florida is a peninsula surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. The coast has 1,350 miles of beaches. There are great beaches for collecting seashells. Most of Florida has a subtropic climate. In January, the temperatures are 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Summer temperatures are 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature rarely drops below freezing. In the southern part, Florida is often hit with hurricanes. There's so many things that you could do in Florida. Too many for me to tell you in 2 minutes. I can't wait to go back to Florida. Back to you, Aaron and Annabelle.
I didn't know that Florida had so many parks.
I know, I want to go there now. Jonah's working in Russia, the largest country in the world.
Hey, did you know there is a country that is so large that has 11 time zones? Let me tell you about Russia. Hi, I'm Jonah, and I enjoyed researching information about Russia. Russia is a very large country. It is on 2 continents, Europe and Asia. The country's capital is Moscow. Russia has 11 time zones. Daylight savings time is not used in Russia. The Ural Mountains run north to south. There are volcanoes and mountains in eastern Siberia. The Volga River flows west of the Urals, and the North Flatlands become swamps when the snow melts. Let me tell you about Tsar Nicholas II. He was the last Tsar of Russia from 1894 to 1917. He persecuted religious minorities. The loss of the Russo-Japanese War caused peasant revolts, industrial strikes, and violent outbreaks. He was first to abdicate in 1917. On July 16, 1918, the Tsar and his family were shot and killed. The history of Russia begins with the East Slavs in the year 862. The Russian Empire was formally established in 1721 because of its age and territories emerged. It has a lot of history. One of these days, I would love to go to Russia to see the beautiful architecture. Back to you, Annabelle and Ellen.
Wow, sounds like the Russians weren't crazy about Tsar's reign. For reporter number 4, we have Annabelle taking us back in time to the American Revolution. Have you ever wondered why the government works so smoothly? Hi, I'm Annabelle Webster, and today I'm going to be talking about Alexander Hamilton. Hamilton is on the $10 bill. He fought in the American Revolutionary War. He was a founding father, which means he was important in creating the U.S. government. He was Washington's right-hand man and had 9 kids. Alexander Hamilton had a childhood that most people don't know about. Hamilton was born in the West Indies. His mother and father were not married, even though they had 2 children, James and Hamilton. They were often seen as outsiders because of that. When Alexander was 10, his father left because of debt. Hamilton worked at a trading center to support his family. Later, an epidemic hit the West Indies, and Alexander and his mother were bedridden. Alexander pulled through, but his mother sadly passed. After going through many guardians, a hurricane destroyed his town. Alexander wrote an amazing paper about it. He got funding to go to America. He took the chance. Hamilton was a very influential political person. After fighting for some time, Washington asked Hamilton to be his right-hand man. After many months of Hamilton's asking, Washington finally gave him a troop to command. One big battle later, and they got a surrender from the British. Even though the war would not end for another 2 years, it was still a big victory. After going home from the war, Washington asked Hamilton to come back and work for the Treasury Department. It was tiring work steering a country, but they did it. After writing 51 of the Federalist Papers to support the Constitution, he finally got fired by John Adams, who was the new president. A lot happened in Hamilton's adult life, including the birth and death of his first child. Hamilton met and married Elizabeth Schuyler and had his first child, Philip, during the war. Hamilton then had an affair with Maria Reynolds, leading the writings of the Reynolds pamphlet. Alexander Hamilton's son had a duel with George Eaker. Alexander reminded Philip that they were Christian and he could not kill George. The duel commenced and Philip aimed his gun towards the sky and shot. Well, Eaker did not feel the same way and shot and killed Philip. Not too soon after, Aaron Burr shot and killed Alexander Hamilton during a duel, but then he got arrested because dueling was illegal in New York. We should all be grateful for Alexander Hamilton, so he didn't want to be a part of England. Well, that's all. Back to you, Annabelle and Aaron.
I didn't know writing that much was humanly possible.
Here's Charlie with Barack Obama's life.
Did you know Barack Obama was an Illinois senator for roughly 8 years? Hi, I'm Charlie, and I really like Barack Obama. Barack Obama was born August 4th, 1961 in Honolulu, Hawaii. When he was 6 years old, his parents got divorced, and he and his mom moved to Indonesia, but when he was 10, they moved back to Hawaii. Obama went to high school in Hawaii and graduated college from Columbia University. He also went to Harvard Law School in 1988. Barack Obama was part of the Democratic Party. His vice president, Joe Biden, later ran for president and won in 2021. As of 2025, Barack Obama is married to Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is known for leading the Let's Move campaign to raise awareness about child obesity. Obama had multiple occupations like being a lawyer, teacher, writer, politician, and a community organizer. Obama will go down in the history books as one of the greatest presidents in history. Now back to you, Aaron and Annabelle.
8 whole years? That's a long time to be a senator. Next is Michaela with the unbelievable ecosystem of the temperate forest.
Thank you, Aaron and Annabelle. Hi, I'm Michaela, reporter number 6, and I'm here to talk about my favorite forest known as the temperate forest or the deciduous forest. The temperate forest is the forest that we have here around in New Hampshire. Have you ever wondered what types of plants and animals are in there, or maybe what types of trees? The temperate forest is known for its lush environment. Did you know that the temperate forest is also known as the deciduous forest because it has deciduous trees that change color and leaves that fall? Temperate forest has all sorts of trees, such as deciduous trees like oaks and maples. Also has conifers such as pines and fir trees. Conifer is a tree that reproduces through cones. They usually have needle-like or scale-like leaves, meaning that they keep their leaves year-round. Temperate forest tree branches make a canopy over the forest of streams with rocks. Temperate forest is home to all sorts of amazing creatures in all the different forest layers. On the forest floor, you'll find deer, bear, foxes, raccoons, rabbits, and rodents like mice and moles. In the understory, you'll find squirrels, woodpeckers, opossums, owls such as the barred owl, great horned owl, and the northeastern saw-whet owl. And in the canopy, you'll find hawks and birds such as cardinals, blue jays, and finches. And last but not least, the swamp life with the turtles, frogs, beavers, muskrats, ducks, and minnows. As you can see, the temperate forest is full of life and always moving. Temperate forest gets unbelievably hot and cold during the different seasons. In the summer, it can get as hot as 85 degrees, and in the winter, it can get colder than 20 degrees. Springs range from high 30s to low 40s, and falls are usually around low 40s. Temperate forest gets around 60 plus inches of rainfall, and the temperate forest also gets 40 inches of snow during the colder months. That's some of the most amazing features of my favorite forest. Now back to you, Aaron and Annabelle.
That was more unbelievable than I thought.
Wow, 60 inches of rainfall a year?
Last, but certainly not least, Aaron will branch out your knowledge about oak trees. Thank you, Aaron and Annabelle. Did you know oak trees are known for their incredible strengths, or that they are the national tree of the USA? I am Aaron, reporter number 7, here to tell you about my favorite tree, the oak tree. Oak trees are hardwood trees. They're deciduous, meaning they lose their leaves in the winter. Oak trees can look a variety of different ways. For instance, their leaves and trunks can look completely different. Typically, oak trunks can range between a light grayish color to a very dark brown. In the spring, they flower brilliant green leaves lush with acorns. Oak trees can produce up to 90,000 acorns a year. Their leaves have 3, 5, or more lobes on their sides. Lobes are little bumps on the edges of leaves that can either be rounded or sharp. Branches of the oak tree can grow many, many feet away from its base trunk, making them extremely wide and an excellent source of shade. In North and South America, Asia, Africa, and Europe, you'll find at least one species of oak tree. They grow in the temperate forest, like Michaela talked about earlier, and it is most likely the forest around you. In the temperate forest, the soil is rich for the oak tree to thrive in, and the forest has animals like squirrels, chipmunks, and birds to feast on the fruit of the oak tree, acorns. The special forest receives plenty of rainfall, 30 to 60 inches, making it perfect for the amazing oak. Oak trees are split into 2 major groups, red oaks and white oaks. Red oaks contain the black oak, scarlet oak, and pin oak, while white oaks contain bur oaks like the one behind me, chestnut oaks, and post oaks. White oaks have very light gray bark with very chippy bark. On the other hand, red oaks have deep crevices running down the brown bark around its reddish inner bark. Another way to tell the two apart is their leaves. Red oak's leaves have sharp pointed lobes like this one here. Instead of pointedness, white oak's leaves have rounded lobes like this one here. Oak trees are a very popular choice of wood in the past and today. Because of its resistance to rotting, white oaks are used for ships in the past and is now used for outdoor furniture. While red oaks weren't used for ships, they're used for flooring and doors today. Oak trees are marvelous plants with multiple uses, thousands of different species, and a great provider for creatures of the temperate forest. Back to you, Aaron and Annabelle.
All that information makes my head hurt. Like one of their 90,000 acorns fell on my head.
That was a lot of information. I can't wait to retire.
I hope it's soon. If I get any more information, my head may explode.
Again, I'm Aaron the Amazing, and this is
Annabelle on Cheesy Network, signing off. Good night.
Hi, my name is Gemma.
My name is Bryce.
Now we have Bryce talking about Saquon Barkley.
This is all about Saquon Barkley. Did you know that Saquon is one of the best running backs in the NFL and is the highest paid running back in the league?
Saquon Barkley was born in New York City in 1997 on February 9th, but then he had a few years when he moved to Pennsylvania, which then got offered a scholarship to Penn State and played football there. He was highly ranked in the country. He got Freshman of the Year. He scored more than 100 yards his first game. He jumped over 2 people for the win in overtime. After he had a great season at Penn State, he was picked in the first round by the New York Giants in 2018. He won Rookie of the Year with 2,028 yards. He only played for the Giants for 4 years, then got traded to the Eagles his first season. With the Eagles, they won his first Super Bowl ring. He was one of the best running backs in the league. I hope you enjoyed learning about him.
Oh, I did not know that he was born in New York City.
We have Kellen talking about football.
Did you know that the best football player of all time is Tom Brady? Hi, I'm Kellen. I'm going to tell you about football history, injuries in football, and football equipment. But first, let me tell you a little bit about football history. The first official college football game was in 1869, Princeton versus Rutgers. The NFL started in 1920. Before the 1950s, all pro football players were white. By the 1950s, African Americans such as Mary Motley, Dick Lane, Ellen Tunnell, John Henry Johnson, Horace Gillum, Bill Willis, Tank Younger, and Buddy Young were considered among the NFL's best and toughest players. The most common football injuries include concussions, knee injuries like ACL meniscus tears, ankle sprains, muscle strains, and broken bones. The worst NFL injury according to scientists is CTE, which comes from getting multiple concussions. Mike Webster was the first NFL player to get CTE. If you don't use football equipment, you could get really hurt or worse. In the NFL, the equipment you need is football cleats, mouth guards, chin straps, shoulder pads, gloves, girdles, and football helmets. That's all I need to know. Back to you, Gemma and Bryce.
I did not know that the first college football game was played in 1869.
Now we have Kennedy telling us about Paige Beckers.
Thank you, Bryce and Gemma. Hi, I'm Kennedy, and today I'm going to be talking about the basketball player Paige Beckers. Paige Beckers grew up in Hopkins, Minnesota. When she was only 4 years old, she picked up a basketball and went to work. Every day after school, she would rush home to practice and work on her shots. She would even invite her friends over to have basketball parties, where they would play mini games involving basketball. Paige wanted to be the best player she could possibly be, so she would go to camps and mentors for improvement. She even played for her middle school team and even started to get recognized for her talent by colleges. Imagine being noticed by a college in middle school. When she got into high school, she made the varsity team as a freshman. She bonded with her teammates and was an incredible player. In her sophomore year of high school, she made a basket to win the state championship. She even got on multiple news stations and scholarships to colleges for her talent. Paige graduated from high school and had a big change happening in her life. She was becoming a UConn Husky. She made UConn's women's basketball team and had a strong bond with her teammates and a great first season. In her second season, she suffered a knee injury, but recovered quickly and got back on the court. In her last season, UConn won the championship 82-59 against South Carolina. Paige Beckers had 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Paige Beckers really is a great basketball player. Let's see where her talent takes her next. Back to you, Gemma and Bryce.
Wow, I did not know that she made the varsity team as a freshman.
Now we have Shane talking about Minecraft.
Chicken jockey. These words are from the famous A Minecraft movie, a movie entirely dedicated to Minecraft. But how did Minecraft get started? I'm Shane, and I'm about to tell you about all things Minecraft. Minecraft is a video game where you create builds, fight monsters, make epic inventions, or just about anything you can think of, just as long as what you imagine can be made with blocks. Minecraft was influenced by many different things. Marcus Pearson, also known as Notch, is the creator of Minecraft. He got his inspiration from Infiniminer, but thought that there was room for improvement. In Infiniminer, you can mine and craft, but there were only a few block types. Minecraft was also influenced by Ruby Dung, a game like Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is a game with generated creatures, non-playable characters, history, and more. Minecraft has had a lot of updates over a long period of time. Minecraft was originally called Cave Game and had only 2 block types, grass and stone. In 2009, Notch added health gauge, monsters, fire, tools, and crafting. In 2010, Notch added cows, chickens, fences, paintings, and redstone. Minecraft is an innovative game that relies on your imagination to build by moving blocks and also has monsters to fight. You can also craft items with different materials. Minecraft has 3 modes: creative, survival, and adventure. In survival, you fight monsters, mobs, such as the creeper, zombie, and skeleton. In creative, you can fly and have infinite resources. Adventure is like survival, but you can't mine blocks.
Minecraft's blocks are grouped together in things called biomes. Each biome has a different environment and are all unique. Here's a biome that I find interesting. The End is a biome in the dimension called the End. The End has giant obsidian pillars and a boatload of Endermen, a mob that attacks if you look at it. The End also has a huge dragon flying around those pillars. The dragon is called the Ender Dragon and is the final boss. An interesting block in that biome is Endstone. It is resistant to explosions and fire. Minecraft is based off of a few different games, and after its first release, it has changed a lot. It is a game where you can build whatever you want or fight the different creatures to survive, and has lots of one-of-a-kind areas with amazing mobs and distinct blocks. Back to Gemma and Bryce.
I wonder what Steve looks like.
Sammy, it's telling us about hockey.
Have you ever thought that Wayne Gretzky was the best of all? Hi, my name is Sammy, and I am going to answer that. First of all, Wayne Gretzky is the greatest player of all time. At least in hockey, that is. When Wayne was an itty-bitty human, he was playing hockey all the time, spending his time practicing and training. His dad got him a full-size stick and cut it down to low Gretzky size, which in his case is probably very small. Wayne Gretzky is the great one, at least in hockey terms. But he didn't start that way. When Wayne Gretzky started hockey, he played extraordinary, and before he had started hockey, he was practicing shots in his yard. Second of all, Wayne Gretzky was the greatest of all time, right? Yes, he is the greatest, but he has a lot of records. A lot of records. But have you ever stopped and thought, man, I wonder how many records Wayne Gretzky has? Well, he has approximately 61 records. Insane, right? Wayne Gretzky has no competition, or so you thought. Wayne Gretzky's record was recently broken by someone on the Washington Capitals, Alex Ovechkin. He has set out to chase Wayne in one of his 61 records, most goals in a career. And in 2025, he had done it. He had finally done it. On April 6, 2025, against the New York Islanders, he scored his 895th goal, beating Wayne's record. As said on the stream of the game, the chasing days are done. So, as a recap of what you just learned, Wayne Gretzky's backstory, how many records this man has, and how one was broken.
Wow, Wayne Gretzky is a cool person.
Now Gemma is talking about lacrosse.
Do you have any questions about lacrosse? Maybe I'll answer them. Hi, my name is Gemma and I'll be talking about boys and girls lacrosse. Lacrosse is a game played on a field. It is kind of like soccer, except you play with the lacrosse stick and the ball is smaller than a soccer ball. If you want to play lacrosse, here's all the equipment you will need. First, a lacrosse stick, game ball, mouth guard, shoes, and a game jersey. But if you're a boy, you'll also need arm padding, a helmet, but no goggles because of the helmet. Next, I'll be talking about Jen Adams. She is a famous girl lacrosse player. Since 2001, she has won Top College Player Award in the country. She was the first woman to receive that award. Jen Adams has worked really hard to get these awards. Do you know the difference between boys and girls lacrosse? First, girls lacrosse fields are bigger than boys lacrosse fields. Boys lacrosse is a contact game. On the other hand, girls lacrosse is a non-contact game, which means you make contact with each other, or non-contact means you do not make contact with each other. I picked lacrosse to research because one day I want to play. I hope you learned a few things about lacrosse that you did not already know yet. I hope it interests you to maybe try lacrosse. Let's give it back to Gemma and Bryce.
I did not know that the fields were bigger in girls lacrosse.
Last, we have Sebastian talking about Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is arguably the greatest basketball player of all time. But what did Jordan do to reach the NBA to achieve this? What were Jordan's obstacles to success? I'm going to tell you about his childhood, career, and retirement. Michael Jordan was born in 1963. He was the fourth of 5 children in his big family. Though Jordan was actually born in Brooklyn, New York, he moved to Wilmington, North Carolina. While Jordan was still young, he played quite a few sports. The sports he had played were football, baseball, and basketball. Then he decided on basketball and continued to play. His parents were supportive in telling their children to focus on goals and pursue their dreams, and Jordan took that seriously. Once he stuck with basketball, he played in NCAA and won a championship for his team the first year he joined. At that moment, this kid was no regular kid, he was going to be a legend. Jordan then quit his college in his junior year to pursue his dream of playing in the NBA. So in 1985, he was drafted to the Chicago Bulls. While he was there, he got the Rookie of the Year award and got a place in playing in the All-Star game. Also, he has 10 scoring titles, 6 NBA championships, 5 MVP awards, and finally, he was named NBA All-Defensive First Team 9 times. Jordan had his first of 3 retirements in 1993. He had done this because he was working as a spokesperson for companies like Nike and Coca-Cola. During that 2-year break, he played for the minor league baseball team for a few seasons before joining back with the Bulls. He earned yet again another championship and an MVP that same year. Yet again, he retired again in 1999, but he was still part of basketball, as he became a co-owner of the Washington Wizards. Then he played for his Wizards from 2001 to 2003 before retiring for the third and final time. This is a famous quote from Jordan. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over again, and that's why I succeed. Michael Jordan. Now you know Jordan's journey to success. Back to you.
I did not know he had 5 siblings.
Today you heard Bryce talking about Saquon Barkley.
Kellen talking about football.
Kennedy was talking about Paige Beckers.
Shane talking about Minecraft.
Sammy talking about Wayne Gretzky.
Gemma
the Amazing.
Brett talking about lacrosse.
Sebastian talking about Michael Jordan. This is
NGSN. Have a good day. Bye.
Hi, I'm Haley, and this is...
I can say my own name, thank you. Cheyenne, and welcome back to the Nene's Animal Empire.
You will be hearing about a whole ton of different types of animals and how to take care of them. Here we have Emma describing blue dogs. Let's see here.
Okay, listen. When you're watching Bluey, do you ever wonder if she is a real dog? Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm going to answer that for you. Yes, Bluey is an Australian cattle dog. I will give you a quick quiz, then we will start to learn about Australian cattle dogs. Question 1. What are Australian cattle dogs known for? A, it's blue fur. B, it's the only dog that is part dingo. Or C, both A and B. The answer is C. Australian cattle dogs are known for being the only dog part dingo, but also for its uncommon blue-colored fur. Now let's get to learning. Australian cattle dogs have different fur colors, such as red, blue, gray, or black. Alongside the color of fur, the Australian cattle dogs may have blue, red, or gray markings, which are just little dots, different colors from their fur. Now, the Australian cattle dog has 2 fur layers. Layer 1 is shorter and has more blue, and the other fur colors is usually more pigmented and bright than the second layer. The second layer is more for keeping them warm from cold weather, soft and fluffy. Now let's do their personality. Cattle dogs' personalities are fun, joyful, caring, and fun to be around. They love to work. They are one of the best herding dogs in the world. They are also one-person animals, which means once they connect with or bond with one person, they don't really connect or bond with anybody else. They are also standoffish, which means they do not connect with people right away. It usually is the reason why they do not connect with more than one person. These animals would make such a great pet, but everyone and everything has their ups and downs, just like Bluey and Bingo have their ups and downs in the show when Bluey and Bingo fight. The ups are they are very easy to groom, they are amazing watchdogs for your home and to keep you safe. They love to play with kids and play around. Even though they have lots of ups, they still have some downs. They chase small animals when you are taking them on a walk. They need a ton of exercise, but when you take them on walks, they just chase animals. There are so many things you can do to keep your cattle dog healthy, such as feeding them. They like to eat homemade food, raw food, or high-quality dog food. Bluey is such an amazing show, but next time you watch it, think about Australian cattle dogs. Now back to you, Haley and Cheyenne.
Wow, I guess there really is a blue dog. This is Henry. Let's see something about ankle biters.
What is that?
Dogs are cool. Chihuahuas are cool. Now, this type of dog is small but vicious. Now I have a question. Do you ever see a Chihuahua acting like it's one of the world's strongest dogs? Well, these yappers are like that because of how tiny these dogs are. They feel intimidated while they are around other dogs that are bigger than them. Chihuahuas are said to be sassy and graceful, but I have a half Chihuahua and he just seems like a no-brainer. Chihuahuas are very vocal. They are high energy and very playful. With a family, they are affectionate. They are very snuggly, but they will have to get to know you before they become affectionate around you. Chihuahua's behavior is strange, but the upside is they are cute. Did you know Chihuahua's fur can be 9 different colors and it only needs to be groomed monthly? Well, these are 2 of many different facts about how these ankle biters look. Chihuahua's fur can be short or medium length. Their fur is usually smooth. Their fur can be many different colors. They shed a little bit. They also have lots of different markings. Chihuahuas look many different ways. Do you ever see a Chihuahua being walked and you decide you want one? Probably not. But if so, you have to know how to take care of it. Since Chihuahuas are very energetic, they need to have a type of movement. This can be walks. Playing with them can be good too. If you don't let them get their energy out, they will explode! Just kidding. But if you don't let them get their movement out, they won't relax. You should feed them a well-balanced diet. If you are wondering about the time you saw a Chihuahua in a sweater, they actually like having clothes on because of how easy it is for them to get cold. Chihuahuas should be cared for correctly, so maybe don't take my advice and get it from a vet or a specialist. Did you know Chihuahuas are thought to have an Asian origin? They were just brought over by Spanish merchants. Chihuahuas were actually named after the state of Chihuahua in Mexico. They were brought by Spanish settlers by the way of their trade route from Asia. That's enough of these stick legs. Back to you dudes.
Wow, I did not know that ankle biters are Chihuahuas.
Another dog. Let's see what there is about these dogs.
Hello, I'm Tegan. Today I'm going to talk about this chunky dog breed called a Rhodesian Ridgeback. Listen, I love these little bulldogs. What? Have you never ever heard of them? I have to teach you all about them. Maybe you will learn to love this magical dog too. I have one of these big fellows in my home and he has been the best boy in the whole world. His name? Brutus. Anyways, hope you enjoy it. Rhodesian Ridgebacks have many skills and are amazing dogs. Like, they are amazing guard dogs and will literally die for their families. They are also very strong dogs. They do require some training for them not to hurt anyone, but they are good dogs. The best dog. But that's just my opinion. I think they are the very best doggo. Rhodesian Ridgebacks are also good with other dogs and their owners. Like, they could start to play with them and get along with other person and dog. Like how mine puts up with our little Boston Terrier pup. They are also so awesome with kids, and they are great house pets to have around the house. They also won't fight with any other dogs that you have at home unless they feel threatened by them invading their territory. Even then, they still might let them into their prized territory and land. They are not mean to dogs of any other sizes. Like, if you put Chihuahua up to this big lug, I think he would befriend it or be scared of it. They can be aggressive sometimes, but with proper training, they can be the cutest little beans ever. Hope you bring one home. Next, you don't need very much to prepare for this big lovable pooch. These dogs, once again, are very nice with people. They also love their families so much. Mine is the best puppy in the world. They also don't shed a lot, so you don't need to worry about doing so much vacuuming and grooming. They are short-haired dogs. These dogs have a unique appearance. They are big and also have a ridge going down their back, hence why they are called the Rhodesian Ridgeback. They are quite tall. The tallest recorded is 27 inches to their back. The females are usually smaller than the males, so they are shorter and weigh less. For this big dog, it lives a long life. It lives 10 to 12 years. They will be by your side for the whole time. They are wheaten colored, which means they are various colors from the wheat grain. The tip of the nose is usually black, but less commonly it can be brown. The tail tips upward and is pointed at the end. The neck is mostly long, and they have floppy ears on their broad heads. The muzzle is long, strong, and powerful. They have sharp teeth on their powerful jaws. Ridgebacks were originally bred for lion hunting. They used to confuse lions. This is very confusing, because you're probably saying, wait, I thought they hunted lions and killed them. What do you mean confused? This is what confuses people the most. They did not hunt lions, much rather just toyed with them and confused them to keep them in one place so the hunters could come and do that for them. Now, go to a local breeder and get 10 of these slugs. I hope you enjoyed learning about these amazing dogs and their appearance, skills, and how to prepare for the dog you are going to buy. Now back to the channel, Nene's Animal Empire.
I did not know that there were dogs that had their fur going 2 different ways on their back. Oh, I can't wait for this one. I have an English Bulldog.
I am Satiri, and I will be telling you about American Bulldogs. Did you know American Bulldogs used to be strong and vicious dogs? Now they are sweet, playful, gentle, and lovable dogs. Bulldogs also have small and floppy ears. The colors of American Bulldogs are white, brindle, fawn, brown, and red. Bulldogs require special care, like you have to clean in the middle of wrinkles so then bacteria does not go in the middle of the wrinkles. Bulldogs should not be left in the sun unsupervised. Like, that is not what a good owner would do. Because of the dog having a bad owner, they could get a heat stroke. Bulldogs should not eat too much or also cause obesity. So don't let your dog eat too much. Have you ever wondered how many years American Bulldogs could live? Well, they could live up to 8 to 10 years old. For over 50 years, the University of Georgia has had a white Bulldog mascot, so since about 1975. Isn't that crazy? I hope someday I could get an American Bulldog. Anyways, back to you, Haley and Cheyenne.
I just learned so much more about those dogs, and I can't wait to go home to see my dog.
Let's learn a bit about hedgehogs.
Did you know that hedgehogs have a bad sense of sight? Hello, I'm Sophia, and I'll be talking about hedgehogs in honor of my hedgehog spot. A hedgehog is a prickly mammal with its sharp spines that are located on their back. They live in parts of Africa and most parts of Europe and Asia. Hedgehogs are fascinating animals that have way more to them than most people think. Hedgehogs are often mistaken as porcupines, but hedgehogs are actually very different. A hedgehog is a small mammal that is usually 12 inches long and has either brown or tan fur. They have long snouts that help with sniffing out prey and sharp claws for climbing. They also have short, stubby tails that are the color of their skin. A hedgehog's habitat depends on where they are. Some are in deserts while others are in forest, fields, or gardens. Hedgehogs live in hot areas and hibernate in midwinter. Hedgehogs are nocturnal, which means they sleep during the day, so you probably won't see them often. When hedgehogs sleep, they roll into a ball for safety. Places they sleep are in burrows, holes in the ground, or might also make nests with leaves, twigs, and other plant materials. A hedgehog's diet consists of many things, including worms, other bugs, mice, frogs, or other small rodents. They may occasionally eat certain fruits and berries. A hedgehog uses its snout and excellent hearing to catch prey because a hedgehog cannot see the best. They depend on their other senses to survive. A hedgehog has an interesting way of protecting itself. When it's attacked, it will not try to fight back or run away. Instead, it depends on its spines to protect itself. When a hedgehog feels scared, threatened, or attacked, it will roll up into a ball using its spines as a shield. Animals that hunt hedgehogs are dogs, foxes, snakes, badgers, hawks, owls, and other birds. Most animals will retreat when they see the hedgehog's defense mechanism, but others will poke their muzzles into the soft spots of the hedgehog. Birds will use their claws to grip the hedgehog and repeatedly lift them and drop them until the hedgehog isn't alive. Hedgehogs have a lot more to them than people think.
Wow, hedgehogs are a lot more interesting than I thought they would be.
Let's go see some stuff about bunnies.
Hey, do you have a pet? If so, which one do you have? For example, I have a dog and a bunny, but today I'm going to focus on bunnies. They are so cute, but so are dogs. Okay. By the way, my name is Haley. Forgot to say that. I always forget those type of things. Just so excited to teach you guys about bunnies' lives. Hi, again. First, have you seen those little cute hopping things in your backyard that have cute little white tails? Well, those are bunnies. That is what we will be learning about today. Here's the start. So bunnies need a good cage setup. You have to make sure it is bunny proof and make sure they have something to chew on for their teeth. Because if they get too long, then they can't eat and they will die. So to avoid that, make sure that you have something that they can chew on to make sure their teeth won't get too long. Did you know that they need a clean space to put their hay so that they don't eat out of a gross place? They obviously need toys to keep them busy just like us. Also, another warning, if I were you, then I would not put your bunny outside because they have very sharp claws and they can dig through the dirt and go underground. And they will be long gone unless you hate your bunny, which I do not know why you would do that because they are super cute. Bunnies have very sensitive stomachs. Are you feeding your bunny the right things? Well, let's find out. Well, first let me tell you a little bit about bunnies. So first, they have a special pouch that their hay goes in when they eat it. Don't ask me how, I have no clue. Did you know that 80% of the bunny's diet is hay? If you don't know how many times you need to feed your bunny, here it is. It's twice a day with a small amount of food, and don't forget about the water. Wow, they are just like humans. Rabbits need a lot of exercise and socialization to be happy and feel welcome to your home. Well, I don't know if you know this, but if you can't provide enough affection and love for your bunny, then I would start talking to your parents about getting a new bunny so that they can keep them company and play with. If you don't know how to give them exercise and socialize, then just let them out of their cage in a closed space and play with them for a little bit. You can also get a harness and walk them. Another thing they really like is a cardboard box to chew on. Make sure it is big enough for them to snuggle all tight up in. Well, there you go. That is how to take care of your cute little bunny. If you have a big bunny like mine, that's not such a cute little bunny, but it's a big, cute, fluffy bunny. Now let's give it back to Haley and Cheyenne.
So many things about bunnies to know.
Let's learn about some tabby cats.
Hi, my name is Alexia, and today I'm going to talk about tabby cats. But what are tabby cats? Tabby cats are like any other house cats, but did you know that tabby cats are not one of the 40+ cat breeds? There are 4 types of tabby cats: silver spotted, red mackerel, brown ticked, and silver classic. Tabby cats are very common and many people have them as pets because of their playfulness and their cute colors. Tabby cats usually carry their kittens for at least 63 to 65 days. Kittens' teeth grow in by 3 weeks, then they can begin to eat cat food. You can adopt a kitten tabby cat when they're 6 weeks old or more. Tabby cats are carnivores by nature, just like any other cat. But did you know that most cats are actually allergic to milk? You would think that cats would not be, but it could upset their stomach. Not all cats are allergic, so asking vets beforehand is a better choice. Back to Cheyenne and Haley.
Wow, tabby cats are a lot more interesting than I thought they'd be.
Now let's get into this furry, adorable aquatic creatures, otters.
Could you imagine looking out your window to see an animal like a dinosaur or a saber-toothed tiger which you thought was completely extinct? Hi, I'm Cheyenne, and you better listen, or else you won't know anything about the world's cutest, adorable, best, amazing, epic animal ever. Today, I will be telling you about otters, one of the most important animals in the ecosystem and the most playful water mammals, and the cutest animal to ever go extinct. Well, almost. You see, sea otters almost went extinct because Asians and Americans hunted them for their fur. In fact, sea otters have the thickest fur of all animals just to keep them warm in the cold ocean waters. In 1938, a man named Howard Sharp looked upon the vast blue ocean to see a raft of about 300 of what he thought to be sea otters, and he was correct. For several years, everyone thought sea otters were extinct. Sharp couldn't believe his eyes, but they were telling the truth. But there were only 300 of them left. Environmentalists worked tirelessly to bring their population up until they realized there were many more threats to worry about. Fishers used fishing nets near the shore to catch hundreds of pounds of fish, but they didn't just catch fish. They caught sea lions, sea turtles, and otters. If they weren't let out, which chances are they weren't, they would drown. State Congress soon realized this and banned these nets near the coast of California where the sea otters lived. Oil spills also hurt otters by making their fur less waterproof, causing hypothermia and sickness if they licked their fur to clean themselves. Congress also banned digging for oil near the shore. River otters are a whole different story. They do have thick brown fur and swim in cold water most of the time, but no mass extinction has happened to them. They have webbed feet and long whiskers to help find food in murky water. River otters eat frogs, crayfish, crabs, and fish. River otters love to play and are very friendly. They learn from their games and love to do it too. I think we should be a little bit more like otters. Learning by playing games sounds fun. Anyway, river otters like to slide around on ice on their bellies in the winter, like penguins. In warmer months, they slide on mud instead. They also like to chase each other and play tag. That's all I have about otters for you today. I'm almost out of time. Okay, back to Haley and me. Okay, bye.
Wow, I didn't know otters almost went extinct. They're so cute and fluffy. I don't know why that would ever happen.
You're so right. Let's see a bit about platypus.
Hi, I'm Rylan. I'm going to talk about the duck-billed platypus, the mysterious mammal that lays eggs. Platypuses live in tropical areas where it is warm. Platypuses live in eastern Australia and Tasmania. They can be found in waterways of forested or mountain habitats, in freshwater systems including rivers, streams, and bodies of freshwater. Platypuses have no teeth, so they have their own ways of eating their food. Platypuses have ridges on their bills to help crush food. They also use bits of gravel to help chew their food. Platypuses are bottom feeders. They also feed on freshwater animals like shellfish, but on land they eat insects, larvae, and worms. Platypuses don't eat underwater. They have a pouch in their cheek like a squirrel, and then they go to the surface and eat the food there. Here are some interesting facts about the platypus. Male platypuses have venomous spores on the back claws. The venom is strong enough to kill a dog but cannot kill a human, but it will hurt. Platypuses sweat milk. Platypuses have no stomach, so all the food goes straight to the intestines. And another cool fact is that platypuses first evolved 166 million years ago. Back to you, Haley and Cheyenne.
They sweat milk. I definitely did not know that.
How did you not know that?
And that
concludes tonight's Nay Nay Animal Empire. Peace.